The Valley's Best Rock, 105.1 The Blaze. It is Friday. Justus is here. It's time to review a movie.
The movie industry is made up of two separate but equally important groups. The theaters who display the movies and the critics who overvalue their opinions. These are our reviews. The Morning Blaze is bringing justice to the movies.
Before we get into this week's review, one more time, I want to thank our friends from Maya Cinemas. As soon as we get back out to the real world, we'll be back out there at the theater reviewing real current movies. Until then, Justice, we keep asking you to tell us what movies to watch, and we've had some good ones and some bad ones. I have a feeling you're going to be upset with me about today. Today we did Little Giants, which is, according to some people, a classic.
Yep.
There is a whole wave of these kids sports movies that all came out really close to around the same time. You had the Mighty Ducks and the Sandlot, and Sandlot was the baseball one, Mighty Ducks was the hockey one, and Little Giants was the football one.
Yep.
This one stars Rick Moranis and a slew of people who I don't think went really anywhere. Oh, well, except for Al Bundy.
Ed O'Neill didn't have a great career.
Other than him. And then that one dude, I think, is from here, right? The kid who played Spike in the movie, isn't he a local guy? I think he's from
he's
either from here or he lives here now. Either way. So Little Giants was the movie we did this week. I will tell you my thoughts, and then, Justice, you can try to redeem it for people who think this is a good movie. Look, I want to get this out of the way first. Sometimes older movies don't hold up. There's references in them that don't make sense anymore, things like that. So I'm not going to knock it for any of that kind of stuff. You have to go into it understanding the time period it was written in. So that doesn't bother me. What does bother me, however, is how awful the main character of this movie is. This movie is about it's full of cliche. It's about the one brother who's the sports star and the other brother who's the dweeb, and then they get older in life and they're battling still as to what's really worthwhile in life, and the dweeby brother ends up coaching a football team against his football star older brother, and what do you know, the dweeby brother finds a way to get a ragtag bunch of misfit kids together and win. The story is that part you get. The other thing, though, that bothers me is the main character is the daughter, right, who wants desperately to be a football player. She's your typical tomboy character. The whole premise of this movie, of getting the ragtag bunch of kids together to play football against the real football team, is her idea. And then towards the end of the movie, just because she gets a crush on a dude, she bails on the entire idea and decides she wants to be a cheerleader right before the big game. Becky is awful. That's my 2 cents on Little Giants. And I spent the rest of the movie, she's going to come back and redeem herself during the football game. But the idea that the person that's responsible for roping her dad into coaching the Little Giants in the first place decides that she's going to bail because she has a crush on the quarterback. Give me a break. All right.
As a kid, I didn't notice that. So watching it now, that was pretty stupid. I still love this movie. I've always loved this movie. I did realize, though, it probably is what set up the relationship me and my brother had for most of my childhood, where he was the sports star and I was the little dweeby one that just kind of followed him around and he was probably annoyed by. So, it set up kind of a, not torturous childhood, but not that much fun.
I think you're selling yourself short a little bit. You played baseball. You were like an actual athlete.
But the age difference.
Oh, okay.
For a long time, I was just the little brother that followed him around.
Oh, okay.
Then I grew into my own. But for the first part of my childhood, kind of like this movie.
If you're desperate for a movie this weekend, perhaps, but I just don't think this one holds up. If you want to watch a kids sports movie that fills all the tropes, then Sandlot is much better than this movie. The Mighty Ducks is much better than this movie. I would give you D2 is much better than this movie.
D2 is the best Mighty Ducks.
Ranking the kids' movies that are about sports that are all the exact same movie, this one's kind of at the bottom for me.
I'm at the disagree.
All right.
It's compared to the other two, yes, because those are those sit on their own pedestal. Little Giants is a little further down, but it's not trash. You're making it sound like it's trash.
It's not great. It's not.
It doesn't hold up. I'll give you that.
Okay.
But as a kid watching it's hilarious.
I don't want to go too much further on this because I've said my piece. But are you going to tell me honestly that Little Giants is on par with the Sandlot?
I just said it wasn't.
Okay. Well, all I'm saying is it's the worst one of those. If you're going to watch one of these, there are better ones.
Okay, yes, I'll give you that. Yes.
Okay.
But it's still funny.
It has its moments, I suppose.
Erin wasn't breathing for a couple times. She was laughing so hard.
No, that's not true.
She had never seen it.
When John Madden's in this movie, somehow he gets a credit when the opening credits are rolling. John Madden's name is in there, and he's in it for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's
towards
a very
the end.
short cameo.
And it didn't occur to me until watching this movie that my son, who's a teenager and plays the Madden football game on a regular basis, didn't know who John Madden was. So that was interesting for me. If you're gonna watch a sports movie this weekend, find a better one than Little Giants. That's what I say. I give it a lukewarm meh at best.
I give it a great.
What are we doing next week? Do you have an idea yet?
No idea.
All right, I think we should do Mortal Kombat next week. If we don't get a better idea, the original Mortal Kombat might be a good throwback. Big thanks again to our friends at Maya Cinemas for bringing justice to the movies. We'll be back at the theater before you know it.
The movie industry is made up of two separate but equally important groups. The theaters who display the movies and the critics who overvalue their opinions. These are our reviews.